Raila Amolo Odinga is laying an elaborate ground for his 2022 presidential bid. That's the reality. And the question which Kenyans are asking is only one. What has really changed?
Tukimaliza mambo ya BBI, ikifika 2022 Januari, mimi nikishika candidate wangu na nishike baba mkono, kwa sababu siwezi kutoka hapa. Hapo mimi siwezi kutoka. Na mimi naambianga kuna Wakikuyu wanasikia vibaya ati Maina akamanda akisema mtu fulani. Wewe sema wako.
Because you know one thing for sure, that for a very long time, Raila Odinga has always insisted that 2022 politics will only come after the Building Bridges Initiative referendum. In fact, he's been very clear that he will only discuss 2022 politics after the referendum. But of late, three things are very clear. Number one, Raila Odinga has changed his messaging. If you've been listening to Raila Odinga's latest messaging, he's been trying so hard to link William Samoei Ruto to Jubilee failures, because William Ruto was getting away with Jubilee failures, and those blames were being heaped on Raila Amolo Odinga. So Raila Odinga has been trying so hard to link William Samoei Ruto to Jubilee failures. In fact, when he named William Ruto the Mr. 6 month, it was very clear why he was doing that. Then the second thing, which is also very clear, is that Raila Odinga has begun Meet the People tour. And in these tours, he's not doing them as BBI or as handshake. He's actually doing them as part of ODM party campaigns. The other thing, which is also very clear, is that Raila Odinga is currently revamping the ODM party. In January, I posed a question here when Raila Odinga went to the coast. And while at the coast, Raila Odinga met with Gideon Mungaro. Raila Odinga met with Muslim leaders and held other meetings with party officials without the presence of Hassan Joho and without the presence of Amason Kingi. So basically, Raila Odinga is trying to revamp the ODM party. He recently met with Chirao Ali Makwere at his Capitol Hill office. You know, Makwere is a senior politician from Kwale County. And Kwale County is where Msambweni is. And Raila Odinga's lost in Msambweni. So those three moves clearly points to a man who is laying the ground for his 2022 presidential bid. And again, three questions, which I'm sure is disturbing Raila Odinga. One of the questions is the handshake serving his interest? And personally, I strongly believe that the handshake has actually served Raila Odinga's political interest so well. The other question is the BBI serving his political interest at the moment? In my considered opinion, I strongly believe that Raila Odinga has been advised that the handshake is good, but it's not serving his political interest well. And that's why it's now going out as Raila Amolo Odinga. And the third question is ODM party prepared for 2022 general election? Because we all know that once Raila Odinga and President Uhuru Kenyatta entered into this handshake, the ODM party kind of laxed a bit. So the question is, are they prepared for 2022 general election? I am sure Raila Odinga's handlers asked those three questions. And those three questions is the reason why Raila Odinga is currently getting outside there to start laying the ground for his 2022 presidential elections. And in this video today, I want us to look at the factors which are forcing Raila Amolo Odinga to start charting his own political path away from President Uhuru Kenyatta. But before we do that, if you're watching this video for the first time, I want you guys to just take a second or two and click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And again, we are racing to 100,000 subscribers. I want to thank you guys for your continued support. And in this particular video, I want you guys to help me also by just clicking the thumbs up and dropping your comments. By doing that, it means YouTube, there's a way they will recommend this video to more people. And then by that, we are likely to get more subscribers. I want to thank you guys for your continued support. Now let us get back to the main issue. And I want to be very brief today. There's something which opened the eyes of Raila Odinga and the ODM party. The Msambweni by-election. The ODM party entered into the Msambweni by-election with a lot of overconfidence. They were sure of winning that seat. In fact, at some point, Raila Odinga was even advised by Joho not to participate, just to leave it for him. And they built the Msambweni by-election as if it was a fight between Hassan Joho and William Samoei Ruto. And when the results were announced, ODM party lost. ODM party lost because William Ruto also wanted a strategy of entering into the coastal politics. So Msambweni provided him with the right opportunity. And because the ODM party conducted or mismanaged their nomination, remember the ODM brigades from Msambweni, from Kwale County, had advised the ODM party to give ticket to Faisal. But they were disregarded, that opinion, their opinion poll. So William Ruto took advantage of that, gave Faisal support, and Faisal won. And after that win by William Ruto, Raila Odinga and the ODM party started thinking so well. What could be the problem? Because Raila Odinga is losing coast, Raila Odinga is losing Western. In Ukambani, Kalonzo Musyoka is going his separate ways, which means only one thing. If Kalonzo Musyoka is going his separate ways, it means Ukambani is also going to leave Raila Odinga. So where is Raila Odinga's remaining stronghold? So his strategy is sat. And the following factors were considered, in my considered opinion. The first factor is the Central Kenya factor, what I call Central Kenya factor. When Raila Odinga entered into the handshake with President Uhuru Kenyatta, he wanted to achieve two objectives, but specifically one. Raila Odinga knew so well that he had done everything possible to become the president of the Republic of Kenya. He had witnessed his victory being stolen live in 2007. In 2017, 2013, there's nothing he could do. Figures were being changed through the computers. Algorithms were electing leaders. In this country, there was a consistent figure in which Raila Odinga was not surpassing President Uhuru Kenyatta. So Raila Odinga knew that the only way you can become the president of the Republic of Kenya is through the system. And by cooperating with President Uhuru Kenyatta, Raila Odinga believed that he had an upper hand, which I still believe is still in his favor. But there was one thing which Raila Odinga overlooked: Central Kenya. Raila Odinga, in his own thinking, thought that because the Central Kenya people voted for President Uhuru Kenyatta overwhelmingly, it was going to be possible for the president to transfer that support to Raila Odinga. Currently, it's clear that Central Kenya is not going to support Raila Odinga. I just want to give you a typical example. A boy who was born in 2013, not 2013, a boy who was born in 2011. How old is he today? 10 years. Assuming there was a young boy who was born, assuming there was a boy who was 10 years old in 2011, because that 2011 is when Raila Odinga, Uhuru Kenyatta, and William Ruto started working together. Assuming there's a boy who was born at that time, he was 10 years. Today, that boy is 20 years. The only thing this boy has known is that Raila Odinga is a bad man. Now, let us go back. 2002, a person who was born in 2002 in Central Kenya. Today is 19 years, almost 20 years. That person has grown up knowing that the devil in Central Kenya is actually Raila Odinga. Now let's take those who started voting when Kibaki was in power and disagreed with Raila Odinga. The people who voted for Kibaki for the first time from the larger Mount Kenya region in 2007 against Raila Odinga, they know so well that Raila Odinga is a devil. Because the people of that region made them believe so. There was serious propaganda against Raila Odinga. In fact, in 2013, they even hired Cambridge Analytica to paint Raila Odinga as a devil and President Uhuru Kenyatta as anointed by God. Now, these people are still unable to understand that politics is about interest. These guys are still unable to comprehend how Uhuru Kenyatta can convince them that Raila Odinga is a good man. But Raila Odinga, in his own calculation, had thought that he only needed like 40% or 30% of Central Kenya. If Raila Odinga can get 40% from Central Kenya or even 30%, then he's home and dry. Currently, it's around 20 or 21%. So his team is realizing that Central Kenya might not vote for Raila Odinga or are not going to vote for Raila Odinga. And because of that, Raila Odinga must now start laying ground. He must go and recover areas which he lost. He lost to Kambani in the hope that Central Kenya will recover. Coastal region is going because he thought Central Kenya is going to cover with the system. So that's the first factor. The second factor is William Ruto factor. Let's give credit where it's due. William Ruto has done a good job so far, politically speaking. He has traversed the country. He knew what he wanted after the last election. And William Ruto trained his eyes on two regions, the coastal region and the Western Kenya region, and the Western Province region, Western Province. And in Nyanza, he also targeted Kisii and Korea, because those were Raila Odinga's stronghold. Of course, Korea has always voted against Raila Odinga. Even Kisii in the last election, they voted for Uhuru Ruto more than they voted for Raila Odinga. Of course, there was algorithm factor. But the truth of the matter is that William Ruto has actually eaten into Raila Odinga's stronghold. And after eating into Raila Odinga's stronghold, he's retained Central Kenya, he's retained Rift Valley. So Raila Odinga is very worried. So he must go outside there to try to regain those lost grounds. The third thing is the Building Bridges Initiative campaigns. And again, it's the question, is BBI working in the interest of Raila Odinga? Again, the answer is yes. The answer is no. I want to hear your thoughts. Do you think BBI, the Building Bridges Initiative, is serving the interest of Raila Odinga? If you ask me, no. In fact, I'm beginning to think that the best thing Raila can do is to pull out of that BBI, despite the fact that he has invested heavily. By pulling out of BBI, Raila Odinga is going to reconnect with his support base. And once he reconnects with his support base, again, what are the benefits of the BBI? It's going to create what is called inclusivity. Prime Minister, Deputy Prime Minister, again, still going to work in favor of William Ruto. It's going to allocate more constituencies to Central Kenya, to Rift Valley, again, benefiting William Ruto. So there's nothing which Raila Odinga can actually lose by opposing, by stopping his support to the Building Bridges Initiative. The third thing is what I call the NASA factor. If you look at everything, Raila Odinga committed a mistake by allowing NASA to disintegrate. I know there are efforts to bring them together through President Uhuru Kenyatta. But by disintegrating, Raila Odinga became weak. And I think wherever he is, he's thinking, where am I going to get support from Ukambani, from Western, from this other region? So it means he must work with what he has. That is the ODM party. So Raila Odinga is now going outside there to consolidate the support. His support base first. So if Salim Daveri wanted to take control of Western Kenya, Raila Odinga is telling him, no, I'm also part of Western Kenya. But how do we test? Let us face off in Matungu. And lastly, I think it's about 2022 formations. Who is going to form alliance with Raila Odinga? Assuming today Raila Odinga is going to declare himself a presidential candidate, who is likely to be his running mate? Is it going to be Peter Kenneth? And if it's going to be Peter Kenneth, where is he going to put Hassan Joho and Wycliffe Oparanya? In my considered opinion, the reason Raila Odinga met with his team, Joho, Oparanya, and the rest, was very simple. They want to come out as ODM. So ODM is saying, let anybody who wants to run for the presidency to declare. So Hassan Joho is going to declare, Oparanya is going to declare. And they are going to compete against Raila Odinga. And a major political event is going to be organized at Kasarani. So Raila Odinga ultimately is going to defeat them, but number 2 is going to be the running mate. Simple. Do you think Raila Odinga still has a chance of becoming the next president of the Republic of Kenya? Let me hear your thoughts on this. And meanwhile, Mike Mbuvi Sonko yesterday stormed Raila Odinga's office at Capitol Hill. What do you think he wanted to do there? Tukutane baadaye.